How's it going, everyone? My name is Anthony, aka ComicsRGreat, and welcome to the new comic book day haul video for the comics I got back on Wednesday, November 3rd. It's been really busy, just life happening here and there, so I managed to catch up. I did my recording, and I'm on top of everything, so I'm keeping up with the pace, and hopefully, everything will continue on as scheduled from this point forward. And I hope that all is well with you. I hope that everyone is getting their comics on schedule. I know there's been a lot of delays lately, with Diamond, and they just had a really big server outage over the past 3-day weekend. So it's not exactly the best time for them right now. They're going through some stuff, and they're putting us, the comic collectors, through a lot. So hopefully everything will begin to come together with them, with Penguin, and because so far Lunar is the only one that's doing well. Hopefully pretty soon everything will start to fall into place, and we could get back to, worrying about the comics themselves rather than worrying about paper shortages, printer problems, or delays. Okay. In any case, I hope you like the comic books that I have for you today. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, so you know the next time I put out a new comic book video. So in any case, I'll be showing you the comic books that I have in alphabetical order, starting with, from DC Comics, Batman number 116. By James Tynion and Jorge Jimenez. So this is part 5 of 6 of the Fear State storyline and the main Batman title. And Fear State, as you know, is the Batman title crossover event that's taking place in Catwoman, Nightwing, Detective Comics, Batman, and a few solo issues. So right now, in the beginning of the issue, we have Ghostmaker. And Ghostmaker is there fighting off some bad guys, and that is sent by Mayor Nakano, and he promised Bruce Wayne not to kill him, and he does his very best. I mean, he disables all the robots, but he really doesn't kill anybody. He does live up to the promise, as far as we know. And then a little further on, you have Queen Ivy, and again, I don't know why there are two Poison Ivies. You have Poison Ivy and you have Queen Ivy, which makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't know when this happened, when you wound up with two of them, but in any case, then you have Batman with the Miracle Molly, okay? And they're running, and they run into Scarecrow. Finally, the confrontation between Batman and Scarecrow. And Scarecrow flips a switch, and Miracle Molly's brain goes absolutely nuts. I mean, she is screaming bloody murder, like her brain's going to get ripped apart. And I saw someone from Comics Elite, they mentioned this, and it's true. Batman takes out his Batarang, he throws it, it knocks the device out of Scarecrow's hands, and you would think, oh, it's great, so Batman will get to it and he'll turn it off. No, it bounces off the wall back into Jonathan Crane's hands. What device does that? What device gets knocked out of your hands and bounces right back into your hands, to where you have full control over it? That is impossible. It really is. Okay? If they're going to do it right, okay? To me, that's like lazy art, which is pretty much what they called it in Comics Elite. Anyway, what happens? Jonathan Crane gets shot. Jonathan Crane gets shot by Peacemaker 01. Okay, so as far as we know, Scarecrow is half dead, okay? He's not dead because you see him coughing in a few panels later, okay? And the weird thing is, you have Peacemaker with one full-page panel, Batman in another full-page panel, really looking badass, and Batman goes after him, and what happens? Batman gets the crap kicked out of him. I'm sorry, this is Batman. One of the people who knows the most amount of martial arts in DC, okay? He can take down Shiva. He could take down Ra's al Ghul, but he can't take down Peacemaker 01. Are you kidding me? It takes him a few pages to do that. I mean, come on now. Really? I don't think so. Okay. You know, I know that they're probably trying to extend the storyline a bit, but no, that's not Batman. Batman is 100% badass, okay? Hell, he takes down Superman, but he can't take down Peacemaker in like 2 or 3 moves. Yeah, I don't buy it. In any case, I really didn't read the backup storyline. I'm really not into those. I just been reading the main story, which is Fear State. So, just to let y'all know, issue 117, which is the part 6 of Fear State, is going to be coming out on Tuesday, November 16th. From Dark Horse Comics, Lucky Devil number 4 by Cullen Bunn and Fran Gallant. So this is the end of the miniseries for Lucky Devil. It only was 4 issues. I didn't read issue number 3, but after reading issue 2 and reading issue number 4, I think I got the gist of it. So Stanley has the powers of a demon lord. Okay, he got that from issue 1. The demon lord is there, and you know, they're talking. They're trying to figure out what to do because Stanley's friends got attacked by some demon assassins. Okay, who he saved. So they figured they got to go to the source in order to find out what's going on, see if they can make a deal. So the demon gets, you know, they give him a phone, he dials some numbers, and in order to get to hell, what do they have to drive in? An ice cream truck. That's right, Mr. Softy has to take the group to hell. I think there's something wrong with that picture. I don't think Mr. Softy is that kind of company. As they're on their way down there, they get attacked. Stanley does his thing. You know, and little by little, even though he's getting used to the powers are starting to cause him pain. Okay, so he's not sure whether to keep him or to get rid of him. All right, so they meet the person who they assumed was the big boss, but isn't. This guy is actually the demon who can try and take the powers out of Stanley's body. And what happens? It doesn't work. All right. Stanley, in his own way, wants to keep the powers. So he has 2 choices. Either he makes a deal with the devil to protect his friends, or he goes it alone and his friends could possibly die. So what do you think he does? That's right. He makes a deal with the devil. And he decides to, instead of creating his own religion, he decides to create the religion, whatever religion that the devil wants to spread throughout the world. Okay, so at the end, all right, he's there in front of a ton of people. Okay, introducing himself as Stanley, and that's essentially going to be his life from that point forward. Interesting series, I have to admit. You know, me being a Christian is not exactly the ending that I thought it would be, but considering it's comics and it's horror, I probably should have thought so. In any case, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a follow-up miniseries. Like I said, it was an interesting premise, you know, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Cullen Bunn is going to do with this title in the near future. I'm sure that Dark Horse has some plans with it, depending on the success of this miniseries. I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm sure that it did, you know, moderately well, you know, because it is Dark Horse Comics. All right. So like I said before, this is the end of the series. There is no follow-up issue at this point. So for those of you who are interested in getting the trade paperback, it will be coming out next year on Wednesday, February 23rd. From Image Comics, The Me You Love in the Dark number 4 by Scotty Young and Jorge Corona. So in this issue, Ro, who's the artist, the main character of the series, she's in this house. You know, she has been painting like crazy based on the whatever this thing is that has been talking to her in the house, but this thing, this demon, this creature, whatever you want to call it, has essentially kept her cooped up in the house. Okay, so she sees people outside and she wants to step out, and the creature won't let her. She opens up the shades and the creature won't let her. She looks out the window and the creature won't let her. So you get the idea. Okay, so right now she's being held hostage in this house, despite the fact she's making all these paintings. Okay, she's getting pissed off. Okay, she's starting to actually have attitude, and in one form or another, the creature, they feed her, and they coerce her into staying here and there. Okay, and she feels like she needs some air. She needs to get out. So she winds up talking with her agent. All right, and the agent knows something's up, knows that that she's not herself and that something is going on. Okay, and he shows up. He shows up out of the clear blue, and because of that, she's freaking out. She's trying to get rid of him. He starts opening up the shades. He's turning on the lights. And she knows that there's going to be blowback, that stuff is going to happen. Okay, and and he's asking her, listen, what's going on? I'm taking you out of this house. We're getting 2 airplane tickets and getting out of here. All right, and he's concerned about her, and rightfully so. But little does he know that his life is on the line, and she's doing everything in her power to get rid of him, so that way he won't die. Okay. So the end of the issue, and he's like, well, what's keeping you here? And all it says is him. And the last panel is all black. All you see is black. Okay. So obviously something happens. So for me, if I had to choose, I would probably pick this one as the comic of the week. Because I am definitely looking forward to the 5th and final issue of this series, which is coming out on Wednesday, December 1st. I am definitely looking forward to this. I want to see what this creature does, what it looks like in its entirety, because all you've seen are eyes. That's it. You've seen a bunch of eyes and a creepy voice. So I have to admit, Scotty Young, he's really kept us like with a carrot on a stick, just leading us along, and just having it dangling in front of us. And I have to admit, I've been really, really interested in this series. Okay, I'm not one for horror, but this one has kept me on the edge of my seat. So once again, issue number 5, which is the last issue of the miniseries, is going to be coming out on Wednesday, December 1st. From Image Comics, Newburn #1 by Chip Zdarsky and Jacob Phillips. So this is a new series from Image Comics. So, I wasn't sure what it was going to be about. I decided to pick it up just because Chip Zdarsky's writing it. Chip Zdarsky's been on a pretty decent roll lately, especially with the Daredevil series, and I've really, really enjoyed it. So with this one, I found out after reading it. So Newburn is an ex-cop, okay? Not just any cop. He's an ex-cop from New York, all right? And he's still in New York, and he's sort of like a middleman for the mafia. And not just any mafia, the entire mafia, okay? If there's a mafia family out there, he represents them, okay? They call him when they want something done. They call him to find out information. It doesn't matter which family it is, okay? He gets the information no matter what. And also, he's untouchable, okay? So he has a great sense of perception, okay? He puts 2 and 2 together. He's really smart. And, so far this series has me intrigued. Great first issue. You get introduced to a couple of cops. So you get introduced to the Albanos and the Carraros, so you can't exactly, go with your traditional names. The person, Mr. Albano, who hires him, is the son of the late great Godfather. Okay, and Newburn hangs up on the man. Okay, he hangs up on the person who's in charge of the current leader of the Albano family, only because, and he tells them, listen, your father knew how I did things. You need to get used to it too. All right, so let me do my job, and I'll phone you back for some information. Click. So, and at the end of the issue, okay, he finds out what happens, and I'm not going to really get into it. Okay, I really do suggest you pick this up. I think it's definitely worth picking up. Okay, and instead of blowing the whistle on the person who lied to him, he makes an interesting choice. So I'm looking forward to issue number 2. Okay, essentially what's funny is at the end at the back cover of the book, there's a big N, like almost hidden in yellow, and it says, "Nobody touches me." So N is not just for Newburn, but also for that nobody touches me, because that's how much power he wields right now. He probably has a lot of secrets, a lot of mafia secrets, and that's probably what keeps him untouchable at this point. So in any case, issue number 2, which I'm looking forward to, is coming out on Wednesday, December 8th. From Image Comics, Radiant Black number 9. Wow, by Kyle Higgins and Eduardo Ferrigato. The cover was drawn by Danilo Beyruth. So in this issue, we have the aftermath of the battle that took place in issues 7 and 8, where Radiant's yellow, black, pink, and red fought, for lack of a better name, Radiant Clear. Okay, because he could turn invisible, and he could actually use all their powers. Okay, so they wound up beating him. Okay, the giant robot that we've actually seen within Radiant Black stuck its arm out through his chest, grabbed the bad guy, and sucked him in, as crazy as that sounds. But in any case, so Marshall, who is the current user of the Radiant Black suit, he's there, trying to get his life together and trying to figure out how to save his friend, Nathan, who is the original wearer of Radiant Black. So he knows Nathan's alive, despite the fact that he's in a coma, okay, and his parents want to pull the plug. So, but Marshall's doing everything in his power, trying to live life and trying to figure out a way to save his best friend. And he is willing to go to the mat, for his friend. So the wearer of the Radiant Red suit, she shows up, they talk. He's a little pissed at her because she's the one that put Radiant Black in a coma, even though she didn't mean to. But to make a long story short, at the end of the issue, Marshall actually steps in front of a train and demanding to have the robot in the suit tell him how to save Nathan, how to resurrect him and get him better. And eventually, Marshall wants to give the suit back to Nathan, even though Marshall seems to be a better fit. He's more in sync with the robot in the suit than Nathan was. I don't know if it's because he's seen Nathan use the suit, he's seen Nathan use the powers, and he has a better sense of what's going on than Nathan did, but somehow or other, Marshall seems to have a better connection to the suit than Nathan. But hopefully, the next issue, we'll get some answers. The story's been a bit on the slow side despite the action. But there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. What's this war that is coming? Who's the real big bad that's out to destroy the planet? Are there any more Radiants? Can they get stronger? Is there a way to learn and to grow? There's, like I said, quite a few questions. In any case, issue 10 of Radiant Black is set to come out on Wednesday, November 24th. From Dynamite Comics, Sheena, Queen of the Jungle #1 by Stephen Mooney and Jethro Morales. The cover was drawn by Rose Besh. So for me, this issue is the cover of the week. Okay, I bought this purely because of the Rose Besh cover. I've become a huge fan of Rose Besh. I love her anime style. It's because the way she draws the face, it truly has Japanese anime influence. So far, I've loved most of the covers that Rose Besh has done, whether it's the Spider-Woman #9 issue, which shows Spider-Woman upside down. That one seemed to, launch her into the stratosphere. Whether it was the Batman 108 cover, whether it was the Red Sonja cover, which has also gone up, or it's the most recent Wonder Woman black, white, and gold cover, which originally was $65 and is now about $200, which I should have gotten, even though I, thought it was going to be a bit pricey. Now it's even pricier, so I really should have gotten it. But in any case, this cover is a basic cover, but still for me, I bought it just because Rose Besh did the cover. Okay, I mean, even though some of the other covers were a little more sexier, but because it was Rose Besh, I'll buy it any day of the week. The variant covers that she also did for DC's Future State Gotham, bought 2 of all of them. Okay, and this isn't the only Dynamite Comics cover that she's doing. She's also doing Vampirella 25, which is coming out next week. Also, the NYX #1, or NYX, however you want to call it. So Rose Besh's work is garnering a lot of attention, and she's getting a lot of work, which I'm really happy about. But in any case, for those of you who are Sheena fans, issue #2 is scheduled to come out on Wednesday, December 1st. From Image Comics, Silver Coin #6 by Joshua Williamson and Michael Walsh. So even though this is the 6th issue of Silver Coin, this is actually the beginning of the new ongoing series. Because originally Silver Coin was just 5 issues. And they decided to make it an ongoing series since it's done really well. So instead of starting with #1, they just started to continue it from #6, which I'm really happy about. Because the last thing we need is another quote-unquote reboot, okay? But, so in this story, you have a kid who's fighting a Mortal Kombat type of video game, and he sucks. He just plain sucks. There's no other way to put it. He can't win a single game, okay? Even though there's one character that he uses called the Crow Reaper man. Crow Reaper, sorry. And, he can't win with this character. So they throw him out the store because he has no money. He feels down in the dumps. And he hears the voice of the Silver Coin. Like a really dark voice, like, victorious. Okay, and he sees the coin in the fountain, all right, with its eye open. He goes, grabs it, even though there's a sign that says, please do not steal coins from the fountain. All right, so he grabs it, goes back, goes to the machine, pops it in, chooses Crow Reaper. Now, for some reason, he can't lose. He starts winning every single game. People are shocked. And it's like he just can't lose, no matter who he plays against. Everyone that used to beat him before, now they're getting beaten by him. Even when they choose Spawn as one of the characters in the game, nope, he wins. So much so that the kid's playing so much that blood is coming out of his fingers, okay? And that's really bad. If you're playing enough that you're getting calluses or blood is dripping from your fingers, I mean, you know, I think it's time to stop. But in any case, he's there playing, okay, and it's getting pretty gory, all right, and it's like he can't stop playing. So this bully who comes up to him, all right, you know, tries to get him to stop, and what is the kid looks like he's becoming one of the characters in the game, and he takes the kid, smashes his face into the video game, okay, and kills him. The security guard comes up. What does the kid do? He grabs one of the controllers, yanks it out, and uses it like if it's a giant sword or an axe, you know, one of the two. And actually a sickle. Sorry, the weapon is a sickle. And he's like the character in the video game. He chops the guy's hands off. He chops the guy through the gut when his intestines are spilling all over the place, all right? And he kills it. And, of course, the game says victorious. Okay, next thing you know, Crow Reaper, instead of Crow Reaper being in the game, he's the character in the game. Okay, and, you know, and it chooses him as an option. And two kids are there the next day, and they're set to play, and they see him, and they say, "Do you want to choose him as a player?" He goes, "Nah, he's a loser." So, unfortunately, he got sucked in by the silver coin. All right, he's trapped in the game. There's nothing that can be done. Bit of a creepy story. You know, quite interesting, you know, for me because of the video game aspect. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the next next issue is gonna bring. I hope that they have an origin to this silver coin. Like, where did it come from? Who put this weird voodoo on it? You know, that no matter who touches it, you know, it's pretty damning. You know, it's a curse for whoever touches it and uses it. You know, and they have to pass it on to the next person. So I'm sure that people are going to be buying silver coin at least for the near future, now that it's an ongoing series. So, issue number 7 is scheduled to come out on Wednesday, December 1st. From Image Comics, Spawn number 323 by Todd McFarlane and Carlo Barberi. So in this issue of Spawn, you know, it's a continuation of the last issue, where Spawn knocked out the power to the town of Montrose, okay? And in doing so, he sort of saved the town. But Spawn gets a visit from a vampire by the name of Rebirth. And Rebirth is essentially one of the go-to people from whoever the big bad vampire is. I really don't know the name of the main leader, okay? Or the person who's in charge, the vampire in charge, you know, the VIC. So, but Rebirth is pretty strong, okay? And, of course, because of that, his head is gassed up. And he thinks that, you know, that he could do whatever he wants to Spawn. And, essentially, it has to be what they say goes no matter what. So, he brings his crew of little vampires with him. And essentially tells Spawn, listen, you need to work with us. And this is how it's going to be, okay? If not, we're going to kill you. All right, and he breaks off a piece of wood from a furniture. He stabs Spawn in the chest. Okay, so Spawn decides to use this new power that he has that these vampires don't know about, where he can raise zombies from the dead. Okay, so these little group of vampires, they're looking around, and the undead come from the earth. All right, and they surround them, and they surround Rebirth. Okay. And it's strange that the vampire's name is Rebirth when, you know, here are these undead, you know, zombies, and you would think that they would be quote-unquote reborn. But in any case, so with Rebirth, right after he threatens Spawn, comes to realize that he's the one who needs protecting, not Spawn. So Spawn kills him. Okay, he chops his head off. and essentially tells all the other little vampires that one of y'all needs to go back to your boss and say, do not send any of your minions to, to come and threaten me. You want me? You come yourself. Okay? If you got what it takes, you come over here. Here's where I'm going to be at. Okay? I'm not going anywhere. But then you see at the end of the issue that Spawn is not exactly in a great place. Okay? He's not doing well. He's weak as hell from all the battles that he's had to face. Okay? And he needs to heal himself. All right? He needs to get stronger. So hopefully next issue, it'll be a little better. I mean, this one wasn't bad. But even though like this is the main title, to me, Gunslinger Spawn, even though we've only had one issue, that was better. And we had King Spawn, that's also been a lot better than the main title Spawn. Okay, and what I can't understand is that even though you have King Spawn and Spawn, it's the same person. It's not a new type of Spawn. It's literally Spawn. Gunslinger Spawn is different. She Spawn is different. But between King Spawn and Spawn, it's the same guy. It's Simmons, okay? So, I don't know what McFarlane's going to do. If he's going to continue running the same character into two titles. To me, I think he should just consolidate into one. Spawn has had a great run over 300 issues. Maybe continue it with that one. Or let someone else become Spawn. And you take Al Simmons and you make him Spawn. King Spawn. Okay? So to me, that's his options there. Okay? But in any case, the covers weren't exactly the same quality as they have been, like for the last couple of years. There's no Bjorn Berens, no Francisco Mattina, hell, not even Carlo Barberi. I mean, McFarlane did a cover and it was alright, but it wasn't the same quality as we've come to expect. Okay, I mean, I've always looked forward to the Spawn covers, and this one was lacking, and the next couple months that I've seen are even worse than this month's. So I'm hoping that eventually McFarlane turns it around. I don't know if he needs to save money because he's putting out more titles, so he can't pay the cover artist as much, because before it's just a single Spawn title. That's not the case anymore. Now you got 3 or 4 now, with Scorch going to be coming out also. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. In any case, Spawn number 324 is going to be coming out on Wednesday, December 1st. Did you pick up some of the comic books that I showed you today? I'm pretty sure you did. If not, you could also check out some of the other books that I got, which were primarily either cover buys or reprints, on my Instagram page under the name ComicsRGreat. Also, if you did, let me know which ones you got at the comments down below. I really would appreciate it, and I'm interested in knowing exactly what you guys collect yourselves. If you like the content of this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you know when I upload my videos every week. Alright, I really would appreciate it. If you want to see more of me, but on a more team-related level, you'll find me on Saturday mornings at Home of the New York Warriors on their Coffee and Comics show at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 a.m. Pacific. Also, on Sunday evenings at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on Team Nerd Herd's the Comic Topic show. Alright, you have a lot of fun with either channel. You'll find the links to their individual channels down below. So, I hope you get some great books for the upcoming week. Like Venom number 1 is going to be coming out, along with Miles Morales Spider-Man number 32, which has a great cover by Chris Anka, as well as more Rosebresh goodness, like I mentioned in the video, on NYX number 1 and Vampirella number 25. So I hope you and your families all have a great week. So from my family to yours, remember, comics are great, and so are you. Later.